I've got the book We Found a Hat by Jon Klassen, and I'm going to show you exactly what questions to ask your child while you read this book together so that you get the most out of reading comprehension. This book is about friendship versus possessions, the morality, I'm sorry, that was loud. The morality of sharing and greed, temptation, imagination, empathy, and subtle moral choices. All right, first question, couple pages in. Central idea. What problem are the characters facing? Okay, so the two turtles are friends. This is straightforward, this is super easy. Two turtles are friends, that's clear from the start, but they only found one hat. So the problem they're facing is like there's two of us and there's one hat and we both really like the hat. And they're like, what do we do? Because we can't both have the hat, but we're friends. And I want us both to have the hat. Okay, so they're trying the hat on. Next question, central idea. How do they propose to solve the problem? How do we, the reader, see the problem differently? Okay, they propose to solve the problem at first by trying the hat on and seeing who it looks better on. However, they come to the conclusion that the hat looks great on both of us. So they don't know what to do. They're at a stalemate. However, the reader could see the situation differently because a reader who's like thinking about the morality of the situation could be like, well, it's not their hat anyway, so it doesn't matter if the hat looks good on one of them because it's not actually their hat. So a reader might see it that way if a kid is, like has a strong sense of like moral direction and like thinks about that stuff a lot. Yeah, okay. Next question, central idea. How do they propose to solve the problem? All right, this gets into the theme of friendship because the turtles decide that we're just gonna forget that it even exists. We can't both have the hat. We both look great in the hat. We both would like the hat, but it is impossible for both of us to have it, and we are friends, so we're just gonna forget it ever existed and just move on with our little turtle lives. So that's their proposal to solve the problem. If we can't both have it, neither of us are gonna have it. And they're friends, so they're okay with that. All right, jumping forward, they're watching the sunset. Thinking about the sunset, but the other turtle is not thinking about the sunset. Okay, analyze point of view. Do characters show their feelings openly or hide them? Now we are getting into the themes of greed and temptation because the one turtle friend is like, I'm thinking about the sunset. And the other turtle friend is like, I'm thinking about nothing. But the other turtle friend is actually thinking about the hat. So the other turtle friend is starting to think, actually, do you really want that hat? Maybe I'm just gonna go take it. I'm really tempted to just take that hat. Even though we can't both have them, I don't know, I'm just really tempted to go take that hat. So greed, temptation are starting to creep into one of the turtles' thoughts. They go to sleep. They're gonna talk about dreaming. One turtle waits till the other turtle falls asleep. Character development question. What does Turtle's behavior show us about what he is feeling inside? So this is kind of solidifying the theme of temptation and greed because the one turtle is like, hey, you're sure you're asleep, right? And when his friend says, yes, I'm definitely asleep, I'm actually dreaming, he gets up and goes to the hat. So our turtle who is feeling some temptation and greed is starting to act on it. Kind of like, so here we have the question, what is gonna win out? Friendship or I want that hat? A possession that I want or friendship? That's where we see the themes of like possession versus friendship coming up. All right, he's sneaking out to the hat. The other turtle is dreaming. It's kind of cute. The other turtle is dreaming about the hat. In fact, the other turtle is dreaming about them both having the hat. Next question, character development. What does turtle number 2's behavior tell us about what they are thinking and feeling? So turtle number 2 is our turtle who is asleep and is dreaming about both of the turtles having the hat. So this is where we see the theme of like imagination come in, because the turtle is dreaming about this. And also empathy, because the turtle is dreaming about us both having it. So like, I don't want to just have it. I would be happy if I had it, but that would also make me sad because you don't have it. So I'm having empathy for that situation, and I don't want to make you feel bad because you don't have the hat. So here we see the situation of empathy coming in, and we're going to see more empathy as the turtle shares his dream. But we can see that the other turtle is dreaming about, oh, I wish we both had a hat. What would be the best is if we both had a hat. Like, I don't just want a hat, I want us both to have a hat. So the theme of friendship, imagination, empathy, like, is being developed. Next question, character development. What was the turning point when the turtle learned something new? Okay, this is turtle number 1, the turtle who was sneaking out to get the hat, the turtle who was having a little moral dilemma about temptation and greed, like maybe I just want to go get that hat myself. Okay, so what was the turning point for that turtle when he learned something new? The turning point for turtle number 1 was when turtle number 2 said, I'm actually dreaming about the hat. And I'm actually dreaming that we both have the hat. And that was a moment of a subtle moral choice for turtle number 1, when turtle number 1 was like, gosh, he's right. If we both had the hat, like that is what would make me the most happy. Like, I don't want to be happy if what I do makes my friend sad. What would make us both happy is what I actually want. And then turtle number 1, of course, like makes the moral choice too. He chooses friendship over the hat, and he's like, nah, that's okay. My friend is right. I don't want the hat if we can't both be happy with the hat. So here we see the realization of what would actually make him happy, and he makes the moral choice to not be tempted by the greed of getting the hat for himself. Last question, central idea. What has the reader and the turtles learned by the end of the story? So the turtles have learned that they value friendship over cool possessions like hats. They have learned empathy because they both realized that they didn't want to do something that was going to cause their friend any kind of sadness or discomfort. So empathy was like a driver in making their decisions. And that bleeds into like moral choices. Like they leaned towards like, I am going to do the right thing for my friendship. And friendship won out over possessions. So that is the super cute story of We Found a Hat. And this book actually has a happy ending. In the end, the turtles are just both dreaming that they both have the hat. Neither of them have the hat, but they are both dreaming that they are happy and that they have the hat that they so much desired. And that is We Found a Hat by Jon Klassen.